we need to talk about ARIVE's TPO lender loan sync. Now, ARIVE's been doing a bunch of great development regarding portal syncing, and a lot of it I love, right? Pricing, automatic registration, loan submission, all of that stuff is great. But when we get to syncing loan files between the ARIVE LOS and the lending partner's LOS, we run into a specific problem, a problem that might not be immediately apparent to you. Here's the issue. For the lenders that support it, and you'll see the list over here on the side, one, anytime the underwriter makes a change to their 1003 file, that change overrides your 1003 file. Now, maybe you're not initially concerned by this, but imagine this scenario. The underwriter makes a change on their file as part of approval for whatever reason. You and your 1003 erases that data and replaces it with what they've entered. You find an issue later down the line because now your file is ineligible or introduces another issue, something that you might have accounted for originally. The problem is now you have no documentation, or at least easy documentation, of what the original intended file and structure was. Now this gets worse because as users and as admins, you mostly cannot turn this feature off. So for the lenders in which TPO portal is enabled, excluding UWM, which is an exception we'll get to in a minute, loan sync is enabled. So if you are submitting the file through ARIVE, and sometimes for even some of the lenders, you manually register it, underwriter changes will erase the way your current file is set up. Now there's some ways that you can work around this. You can export a version of the 1003 before you submit and save a copy of it. You can save it in a third-party system like a CRM. Maybe you're using the Zapier connection to grab that data. Or you can take a screenshot, write it down. The problem is now you've introduced additional work in your workflow to account for a feature that now exists inside of ARIVE. I get the benefits. Not having to go into the lender portal to do the day-to-day loan provides a lot of value and should be very efficient. But until ARIVE gives us an option that lets us manage changes, manage application version history, I cannot recommend that you use this feature when you have the option. Now, you don't have the option to turn these off right now, except UWM. Because UWM requires entering credentials to enable that connection between the lender portal and ARIVE, you can leave those credentials blank and loan sync will not happen. But it is up to you to take action to prevent future issues where underwriters change the structure of the file and you lose that original record. ARIVE, I know, is always listening to their customers, and so I'm sure in a future update we'll see something that handles this version control, gives us an ability to approve or decline it, or at least track it more easily than digging into past documents or walking through the activity log and trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe we'll even get some options in the automation rules about ways we can handle it or prevent changes in certain situations. I'm excited for when that day comes, but until then, loan sync, maybe more of a problem than a benefit. If you like videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time.